own Nimbus spawning up in the top left from CT6, playing in teal despite being told to play in the right color. It is our Zerg player, Zavahl.
And a little shade coming from the top right-hand side, spawning as the yellow Zerg, but with a rather ironic name giving the colors in this game. From Luck13, it is JustBlu, who is just yellow, but that's fine.
Close enough. Close enough. Close enough. So we are on Nimbus. This is ZVZ. I mean, a hatch first is always frightening in ZVZ. Just always is, no matter what. You can be on the safest map ever, and you can do ZVZ, and it is still just can just go so terribly for you. But neither player seems to be going for an early pool just yet. Both of them are getting their 10 Overlord. They will eventually see where the other player is. What I was getting ready to say was not correct English whatsoever.
Picaporion yelling in the chat is really funny.
It's funnier because that is their captain. That's Ray, actually. So. But,
oh, really? Hi, Ray.
Yeah, that's Ray. ZVZ,
anyway,
fun matchup, but very volatile matchup. A lot of just Roach versus Roach. Kind of just turns into nothing, not much else besides that. This is a really awkward map to try and use mutas on, simply because there isn't a whole lot of airspace that isn't covered by ground on this map. It's very easy to actually kind of get underneath a bunch of mutalisks with a bunch of Hydras if it were to be that case. And so
we do have
hatcheries first. Yes.
Yep. Hatch first from Zavahl and a 15 pool from JustBlu. So if JustBlu had gone with like a 9 or a 10 pool, you know, like a crazy build, he may have gotten a ton of damage done, especially on this kind of map. But even a 15 pool against a 15 hatch on a map where the natural is farther away, that could do some damage.
And JustBlu does see this natural hatchery immediately. He got the lucky scout with his first Overlord, going directly to his opponent's base, so he can make that decision to go for some early things. His pool is finished up, but nothing but drones still just yet, and actually no queen, choosing to make another drone rather than actually making a queen. There we go. Queen is trying to be in production, but just waiting for this fat Overlord to finally pop. Where are you at?
That feeling is always scary, because a queen can make a huge difference in so many engagements early game, and I hate when you're just standing there and you're like, well, if a queen could pop, I'd be really safe right now.
Right? So that's kind of one of the advantages to going for that pool a little bit quicker, is you able to actually get your queen out a little faster. Able to get up those extra queens a little quicker. But now Zavahl, he's going to have that advantage. His natural is finished up. He's got that queen coming from that natural as well. Meanwhile, JustBlu's natural is still about 5 seconds from finishing. And his first queen is popping out now. So he can go into a second queen there. Yes, is there going to be a queen at the natural base? Yes, there is. So there will be 3 queens, but not much ahead of Zavahl and Zavahl with the baroness first. Love it.
And the queen over here at JustBlu's main ramp, little ballsy to put it there. There's still enough space around for links around that would kill it, but trying to hold any major ling aggression, and will do just that, because the only ling aggression there is 4. Well,
for the time being at least, JustBlu is getting in here with his lings. He is going to see this baneliness coming in. That should trigger a few alarm bells at least, especially seeing the fact that gas is still being mined right now. If he clicked on the gas geyser or not, he should be able to figure out that there is actually a lot of aggression that's going to be coming his way. Speed finishing up, 14 lings in production here for Zavahl. The queens have actually walled off here for JustBlu, so he's going to stay pretty safe from these lings. This is a very difficult ramp to break on this map, but with enough lings and enough banelings crashing in, it will die off pretty quickly. Where are those banelings at? There, those banelings at.
No! Oh, JustBlu moves the queen back to start creep spread. But the queen needs to get back in time, and he knows that this is coming. He's going to block it off with the lings. Good save there. Oh, man. When I saw that queen start moving, I was a little bit scared. And now Bane's not going to do too much against queens. Each of these queens has a transfusion, so they're going to hold this off just fine. Assuming he uses the transfuse, which, yeah.
This is still extremely annoying for JustBlu. He doesn't have a baneliness finish right now. His Roachborn did just finish up. One queen is about to go down, so that will allow for the flood of backup lings from Zavahl to come in. Spinecrawler is finished and will start working away, but those lings are just going to run past that Spinecrawler. No roaches in production just yet from JustBlu. He's still going to be relying on just Queens. A huge baleen detonation right there. That's pretty rough.
A lot better for Blue than it could have been, you know.
Yeah.
It could have been right in the mineral line. And, you know, in the grand scheme of things, what do you want to deal with?
Rough, but there are a couple roaches on the way now, but only a couple at that. And there are 4 in production, but still nothing but lings and some overlords to help supply.
Oh, good worker micro, though, getting us around there. So going to be able to take this down with his workers and should only use a couple.
Yeah, and now with roaches finishing up, this needs to be walled off, though. If he doesn't wall off this front, lings and banes are just going to continue flooding in here for Zavahl. Blue does see this. He does have an overlord out here seeing everything coming in. It's a matter if he's going to be able to react quickly enough and actually react correctly enough to deal with this. He's actually even on workers right now. We do have drones in production now for Zavahl, so he is going back to that production, feeling like he did enough damage, and I guess he saw the roaches. He did see the roach warren at the very least, so he should know those are available, but he is going to, well, he's going to back off for a little bit and probably swing back in when JustBlu starts re-droning. It's going to be his tip to go ahead and pounce.
Well, and when it comes right down to it, Zavahl did definitely do enough damage. If we look at worker counts after droning for a while, oh well, there's 2 back there, but even so, we've got 11 and 9, so we got 20 on minerals for JustBlu and pretty much full saturation for Zavahl. So JustBlu down about 12 workers, if my really quick head map is correct, because I can't remember the hotkey to check worker counts. Oh, you have it in the overlay. Oh yeah, it's 34 to 33 now. Oh man, I forgot the new CTL thing made that all nice and gave us the worker count on the side. That's really useful.
Yeah, a few things. Zavahl did a lot of damage there, and I don't know, it's kind of a strange situation now that the work count is completely even. Zavahl was on minerals a lot more than his opponent was, so JustBlu, you can see his gas count is still just rising further and further up. Meanwhile, Zavahl, he's getting +1/+1 on the way for his roaches, and he's got a ton of lings out still, so it's gonna be really difficult for JustBlu to actually take a third base if he even wants to try to take a third base. Zavahl looks like he's gonna be taking his own third behind this, and once that starts hitting, that's going to be spelling a lot of trouble here for JustBlu. Blue's probably going to need to start attacking somewhat soon, get some damage of his own done, otherwise he's going to kind of just fall further and further behind.
And this Ling Bling army that's hanging out in the middle of the map is going to get seen by JustBlu's Overlord, which does give him a bit of an opportunity to take advantage of the positioning, to know where that army is sitting. But I would imagine the fear is that he doesn't know if there's any army back home.
Yeah, not really knowing what exactly your opponent has is rough. Blue, he has seen that the third base is coming in, but he can't leave. He can't leave his main base with these roaches right now. He doesn't really have enough lings to run around and force his opponent to turn his lings around to go defend that third base. So this third base is going to get up uncontested. Zavahl also has roaches of his own sitting on his ramp. So he's perfectly safe right now against pretty much anything that JustBlu can do, and with his third hatchery finishing up here in just a second,
JustBlu with surprisingly a little bit of an advantage in terms of numbers, but with 1-1 a little earlier for Zavahl, if Blue attacks before his 1-1 is finished, he's in a really bad place. But by the same accord, if he waits until those 8 roaches and 1-1 finishes, that could put him in a really good position.
Yeah, Zavahl just seems to be biding his time at the moment. He's got his +1/+1 finish, and now he's just slamming down that R key. Okay, he's going to go ahead and start +2 attack, waiting to see if he will start care. He doesn't quite have the gas for it right now. But if he does try to go for 2-2 and just continue playing this defensive game and try to drone up this third base, he's going to go for that, but JustBlu is moving across the map now with his roach count. That is a lot of roaches.
Zavahl not going to lose too much from missing Carapace. If you're playing roaches against roaches, the attack upgrade is a lot better in Roach than Carapace. You basically have to have a 2 upgrade lead in Carapace to ignore an attack upgrade in ZVZ. So, not the end of the world that he's not getting that Carapace upgrade.
Yes, engagement is coming down here, and JustBlu had a bit of a better start to this, but reinforcing Lings behind all this actually will help out a little bit for Zavahl. He will be able to hold this. I mean, he does have 18 roaches that are about to pop out, actually, from his hatcheries that are right next to this engagement. So he should be just fine, and trading roaches is actually what he wants to do right now. He's on 3 hatcheries. His opponent is not. JustBlu's still sitting on only 2 hatcheries worth of production. He's going to fall behind very, very quickly in these roach numbers. As you see in the unit tab, 18 and 25 in favor of Zavahl right now, and that is just going to continue to rise.
Yeah, and JustBlu does have quite a few roaches that just finished up, and 7 more on the way now. I was about to say 11, but then some popped. He does have a lot of roaches on the way, and he does have a lot of good static defense hanging out right now. He's in a good position to defend, but he's not in a good position to take control of the game. And right now, all the momentum is with Zavahl.
Yeah, Zavahl he doesn't need to attack into this. He can just sit here and wait and let his opponent starve out on his 2 bases. Kind of play this as if he had a bunch of siege tanks and was starving and choking your opponent out.
I mean, he might as well make swarm hosts. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, it's almost the only way JustBlu's going to be able to break out of this right now, unless Zavahl decides to just go home, which I kind of doubt he will do. Roach counts are still relatively even, but again, with 3 hatcheries worth of production, plus 2 finishing up actually for both players at just about the same time. The Carapace upgrade has started here for JustBlu, but that just means he's going to have less roaches to actually be able to afford. Though his money is still relatively high. There he goes. He is making a 3rd hatchery up near his natural, realizing that he needs another base to actually inject and get that larva production rolling, because he's going to fall behind. Really quickly.
And I would love to see Zavahl go for the. Excuse me. I would love to see Zavahl right now go for swarm hosts. I mean, if you're on 3 bases and your opponent's on 2, there's no reason that you can't just siege up outside their base and enjoy watching them suffer.
Suffering is no fun. JustBlu's going to try to sneak out with a drone, but that's going to get sniped immediately.
Yeah, no, that's nothing.
That's not going to happen.
Drones, I've noticed drones burn the longest when killed by acid spits, and it's really fun to watch. Oh, and Zavahl running from this is actually going to lose him more than he gains, losing a couple roaches and taking quite a bit of damage for nothing by closing into that concave. Zavahl had plenty to win that engagement, but, you know, like GDP, got scared.
I like what Zavahl's doing here. He's just scouting around, making sure that JustBlu doesn't have a hidden base anywhere. Making sure there wasn't like a random nidus or something like that happens. Zavahl does have an infestation pit on the way, so swarm hosts are a possibility, but hive is also a possibility. Not quite sure which way he's going to go with that one.
Oh god, we can only hope swarm hosts. I would be so happy. Everyone hates swarm hosts. I love them. I love swarm hosts. I think they're great. They're so fun. The only exception, of course, is when I have to cast games like Smithy versus 1 HP for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster. I watched a little bit of the game. I tuned in, I think, twice during that game. It does not matter. Zaval's going to go ahead and poke in here now, and he does still have such a massive roach advantage. There are a couple spine colors that are going to be helping out, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. 48 to 36 roaches right now. Even upgrades. Plus 2 Carapace about to finish up for JustBlu. I don't think it's going to be enough to actually turn the tide.
It's going to be a little too late. This is a perfect example of if Zavahl had attacked moments later, this may have gone differently, especially the way he moved into the concave, the way he attacked. He just did not make the best decisions, but he is losing a lot, and JustBlu, with that +2, doing a pretty good job of holding things off.
The problem right now is Zavahl is able to remax. He's already at 142 supply, just to the 100.
Oh, is the hatchery going to cancel, though? Is the hatchery going to cancel? No, he kills it! That's a huge pickup for JustBlu.
Yeah, minerals are pretty important, especially when he's just going straight roaches right now. Still no hydrogen actually created. Nothing actually being used by this infestation pit. So he's still going pure roach right now and relying on having a lot of minerals to be able to do that. Zavahl's money is just so freaking low right now. That's so many roaches. He's already back up to 52 roaches. He's going to be going up against 28 roaches with 6 hydras to help out. The Hydras are being annoying. They're picking off a couple Overlords, doing what they can.
JustBlu really needs to get back to his base. He's just so unsafe right now, and Defender's advantage gives him at least a little tiny bit of a chance, but...
Yeah, this Defender's advantage can only help you so much. When the roach count is almost double, actually almost exactly double, 33 roaches to 65. A couple more maybe on the way. There we go. 4 more in production and a hive in production as well from Zavahl. So he's going to be able to go into that +3 attack or even Vipers if he wanted to get to that. But for the time being, he is still he's pretty happy to be choking his opponent out right now. But the longer he waits, the worse this is going to get. And I think he just heard me. He's going to go ahead and go in for this engagement now. Whether or not this is going to work, well, it should. He's got just such a massive roach advantage.
Zavahl again, moving into a concave. But when you have this much, who cares? And despite the Hydras from JustBlu, it looks like Zavahl does believe in a thing called Roach and is just going to tear through this army. GG goes down.
Well, eventually GG goes down. There's the GG. There we go. So Zavahl will put CT6 up 2-1 now in this series.